So for number 4, they give us hx is rational function. So they say if the writing has h square x means composite of hx to hx. Determine the function of this composite. Then we have to deduce. Deduce means we have to conclude out. We have to conclude out what's your h inverse and evaluate straight away for h composite 13 for 9, value of 9. So we have 3 tasks here. 1, 2, 3 tasks. So for the first task, composite of hx, substitute hx, and then substitute again. So substitute this into hx, substitute this fraction, this rational, into the place of x here, So therefore your numerator is in fraction and denominator also in fraction. So we simplify it part by part. For numerator, multiplication fraction, so just multiply it will be 9x over x minus 3. For denominator part, because it is an subtraction here, so when you want to do subtraction, we have to get same to the denominator. So for this 3, when it denominator time with x minus 3, 3 also have to time with x minus 3. So I will write it separately in order to see it clearly. So this is one fraction divide by another fraction at denominator here. So 3x minus 3x plus 9. Simplify here, we can notice that 9x, x minus 3. So division, divide by a fraction. What can we simplify? We can inverse it. Multiply and we inverse this fraction. We reverse it, denominator become numerator, become denominator. So you can notice that 3x minus 3x also can be simplified. Our answer leaving here 9. And we continue. When you want to do this multiplication, you notice that x minus 3 can be simplified, 9 and 9 can be simplified, leaving answer x. So means that when it composite to itself, it gets x. So that's why we have another question saying that hence. Hence means using our information in the first part here. So using the information in first part here, we want to deduce out what is the inverse of h. So we can see since our result from the first part is equals to x, from here hx is inverse to itself. When we composite, we get x, means they are inverse to each other. So since these two functions they are same function, means hx is inverse to itself. Then when you want to deduce out our h inverse, means h inverse will equals to hx, which is equals to 3x over x minus 3. So from the first part, how we connect it and link at second part, the relation where we see it clearly at our result in first part. Okay, so we continue for the third part here, the third task here. So when it composite square here, when we composite twice here, we will get back x. They said hence evaluate also for that part. So for composite 13 times, what is that? So composite 13 times, we can take out one time and the others leaving 12. Why I want to leaving 12? Because we can see when we h square is equals to x. So every time your H in square, square means composite twice, 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 twice. It go back to X. So when I composite uh, 12 means it will become like this. 12, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, composite up to 12 times. So all of these go back to X, which is 9. All of these, you can see your first composite twice go back to 9. This also go back to 9. This also go back to 9. This is also go back to 9. When you composite here also go back to 9. Substitute here also go back to 9. So final answer is we are going to find H9 only. So substitute our 9 into our Hx. It will be 3 times 9. And then 9 minus 3. Okay, so we continue for the important part. So the first part will be our composite part, and then how we simplify our fraction over fraction in order to get this x. And then the relationship when we get composite function equals to x, so we must very understand here, very clear here that inverse to itself and get out to the answer. It's not we are going. It's not they require us to recalculate h inverse equals to y hy. So that won't be that method won't be accept. Okay, we only will accept this concept how you find your h inverse from the composite function from this special relationship when they get x. So finally, is how we use the result here when we have h2x go back to x. So straight away it brings us h39 equals to h9. That will be our final. So kuasa dia genap, dia kembali ke X. Itulah bila kita ceraikan biar satu X ni ganjil kat luar. So ini genap. So ni kembali kepada X. Dan nanti kita buat sini pun kembali kepada X. Kembali X, kembali X, kembali X, kembali X iaitu 9, 9. Bukannya nak minta awak pergi substitute 13 kali. So dia kata hence. So itulah kuasa soalan hence. Kita kena tahu apa yang kita dapat sebelum tu dan macam mana kita nak guna dia.